tick, 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children.
So here we are on board the Williams with Joel, heading down into turn 1 of Monaco, Saint-Avold. Just about the black box here, one little dab on the brakes and run out as far as you can onto that curb to stabilise the car. Up Rovage, pretty straightforward, then into Massenet. It's a blind apex coming round into Casino, a little dab on the brakes. Heading down into... So here we are on board the Williams with Joel, heading down into turn 1 of Monaco, Saint-Avold. Just about the black box here, one little dab on the brakes and run out as far as you can onto that curb to stabilise the car. Up Rovage, pretty straightforward, then into Massenet. It's a blind apex coming round into Casino, a little dab on the brakes. Heading down into Mirabeau, tricky braking zone. This is easy to lock up. You want to hug the wall as tight as you can see there if it's Joel. Heading down into Grand Hotel, a little bit wider than most drivers. And then to use the curb or not, it is your decision. It can help stabilise the car as we navigate around Poitiers. Early as you can on the par here down the tunnel, it'll really help your lap. Nouvelle chicane up ahead, tricky braking zone, 100 metre board. You want to use maybe not as much as curb as that, it may invalidate it, but still nicely navigated. Round to back, full commitment, just brushing the barrier there. Round swimming pool, nicely navigated this by Joel, heading into Rascasse. Very tricky on the par here, tricky traction zone. Little bump DRS activated, and that is a lap of the Monaco Grand Prix.
That was Joel's hot lap, and this is very shortly going to be the Monaco Grand Prix. As I'm gonna, sorry, black screen again while I turn the volume up. Hopefully that is a good volume for the qualifying session. Here we are at Monaco, 15 of our very finest SLR drivers here today. I'm Terra, and alongside me none other than the author of that hot lap and proud well, I guess you did 37 laps yesterday, Joel, rather than 39, but still you finished the race in tier 2 yesterday. It's Joel. How's it going, Joel?
It's going all right. Looking forward to another Monaco race, and apparently it's going to be wet in the race, which I'm looking forward to see how these drivers cope with it. There could be even less finishers than there originally would be in the dry. So the best drivers in SLR going up against the toughest conditions in any race, you'd probably say.
Yep, absolutely right. A wet Monaco is no joke. I've done that in a league race. It was a fun time. And these guys are also going to have some good fun here. Julius on his out lap. There are a couple of drivers, I think, who are about to start their hot lap. Let's follow Danny, in fact, who's been doing quite well of late. He is on the medium tyre, and thank goodness I unbound the button that lets me look left in the cockpit view, just so I didn't get the bug again this week, and I don't have it. So that's all good. When I go on board now, it will face forward from the beginning. And here is Danny on his first qualifying lap, which I imagine will just be a sighter on the mediums. I would expect people to do full soft runs for their qualifying lap. It matters quite a lot here that you are at the front of the grid.
Yep, I mean, especially with the rain, it doesn't matter what you what tyre you qualify on, as Danny invalidates there, going through the Nouvelle chicane, which is just a medium run. You've got enough time with such a short lap time, around 1:10, 1:08, 9, that you can get 4 runs in. So you only get 3 sets of softs and 1 of medium, so you may as well go out for your first 1 of medium just to get your eye in, because you have to ease your way into this track in qualifying especially.
Oh, Marion not easing his way into the track at all. He's hit the wall a couple of times on the run to the line. Still sets the fastest time, but he'll be disappointed with that, as Bailey immediately goes fastest on the medium compound. A 109.1 is a good lap on the mediums. I expect Paul to be well into the 1-minute 8s and possibly into the 7s today, as Etney does do an 8.4 on the softs.
Yep. Speaking of the Alpha, no, not Alphas. Mine's gone blank. Aston Martins. Bailey Thompson's teammate Julius invalidated and hit the wall going through swimming pool. So not the best start to the qualifying session. It's really crucial here to just get a clean lap. If it's not fast, still get a lap in, because you can easily crash and not be able to get any laps in. And, you know, taking a piece of your wing out on your first lap definitely doesn't do your confidence any good, and it could mean that you are not performing at your full potential throughout the session.
Yeah, absolutely right. Oh, as Julian clunks the wall on the entrance to the tunnel, that will certainly be damage on that Red Bull, and he'll have to make his way back to the pits now and abandon any hope of this lap being a good one. Makenda has gone second on 1 minute 8.8. We have Justin, who's about to finish his lap by the looks of it. This looks a decent one. And he's going to cross the line with a 1 minute 8.9. So a few drivers in the 8s, but...
Oh, and Julian has lost his whole front wing now.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that is one thing, especially in the race. When you get the tiniest bit of damage, lime green, maybe even yellow, to be honest, as you go on, it is harder because the understeer is a lot more important around here. So a slight bit of understeer because of damage can cause you a lot more damage if you don't take care. And remember, you've got damage like Wimpy going flat out through the tunnel when he had no front wing.
Oh dear, yeah, that's always a little bit painful. And yeah, it's absolutely right. You get a little bit of damage. It leads to more damage very often. So hopefully that's...
Yeah, Meppo completely missing his wing as well.
Oh dear.
It seemed like he just drove past the pit lane, so I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yep, he's clunked the wall somewhere, hasn't he? He's certainly doesn't appear to be a front wing on that Haas at all, as we have yellows in sector 2.
Yeah, I think Etney's going for a second run now. He's 2.5 tenths up, coming through the swimming pool chicane into Raskas. Not getting the line perfect there, but very close through Anthony Nose to the apex and across the line. I think he should still improve. And he loses that time in the final sector. So yeah, it would have been the missed apex in Raskas and the final corner that cost him those 2 tenths.
Yeah, Danny on a hot lap now. We saw him invalidate his first lap. He's done an 18.0 first sector, which is very fast. Into the Lowe's hairpin. Manages to get it turned all the way through there, through Portier now into the tunnel. This is the apex very nicely there. Gets a good launch through the tunnel. He'll be using as much of that battery as he possibly can, up to 7th gear. You don't really hit 8th gear here at all. Into the chicane. That looked very neat and tidy. Through the left-hander at Tobacco. Full committed there. Can't hit the wall on the exit. And just run it through there. Hit your marks here for the second part of the swimming pool into the Raskas now. A very, very tight right-hander. That looked very neat and tidy. It looked a solid lap from Danny. I don't know how fast it was. We'll see in a second. Got 8.4 to beat, and he makes an 8.5 and goes P2. That's very solid.
Yeah, looked very hooked up through the far section. It's so satisfying near the back end of the circuit when you get that right through Tobacco and swimming pool, flat out through some of those corners. Really satisfying if you get it right. Like Danny did that. Marion following him on a second flying lap. Want to improve quite a bit on that 9.7 to get himself up into the top 5. Coming through Tobacco, turning in really early. Not quite early enough there, you would say, to get on the curb and hit the apex. But coming through swimming pool, neat and tidy, which is what you need at Monaco. Consistency is probably more important than raw pace, as we'll find out in the race, especially in the wet. Final corner, up to the line, keeping it close to the wall. And will he improve? By 7 tenths, and he gets himself up into the top 5.
Yep, Julius putting a very good lap in there as well. He's put a 9.0 on the board as Luke Smith, aka Vexit, does an 18.0 first sector. He abandoned that last lap for whatever reason, and he's going on this lap now to make this one his hot lap for this run.
Bailey Thompson 6 tenths up on the soft.
And Vexit invalidated, and yeah, Bailey is a long way up here. This could be challenging right at the front. The lap he posted was on mediums. This is a soft tyre run, and Makenda goes P2 on an 8.5, but Bailey goes P1 on an 8.337, and that's an early marker. I believe pole yesterday in the Tier 2 race was, what, 8.2? Something like that, so we're getting there in this session.
Yeah, a couple of reserves who are fairly new to no assist, such as Crystals and Meppo as well, so it'll be good to see how they do. A brave first race to choose, your debut race in Tier 1. I think Crystal's raced last week, did he not?
Yeah, I believe he did. And
There's a bit of a queue coming through the hairpin here.
a little bit, yeah. There's a few cars backed up. I'm not sure any of them are actually on laps. Maybe Justin is. Yeah, Justin is on a lap. He's just started his lap coming up to Miramo now. An 18-1 first sector, a little bit behind the very fast boys at the front, but certainly in contention. Oh, and he hits the wall there on the exit of the right-hander. Makenda goes fastest. That was the second run of that tyre set, and Makenda does go fastest of all on a 108.315.
Yeah, I think Etney is, if he puts a lap together, because we saw in those final few corners that he didn't get them hooked up on his second run. If he gets the lap together, then he's definitely on for pole here. I think he's on now, speaking of it.
Oh,
Coming through the tunnel.
Meppo, you need to get out of the way of Justin. Oh, and Meppo, I think, hit the wall trying to get out of the way, which is unfortunate. And he's going to reverse and go into the pits now in the Haas. So Meppo, I think, realised he was in the way halfway through Raskas. It was a good lap still from Justin, 108.4, but Meppo diving out of the way, unfortunately, straight into the wall.
Second sector split for Etney was 4/10. What can he do coming through the final corner?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be pole.
And not only
Into
pole,
the seventh.
but yeah, into the 1 minute 7s. That is a seriously
And he
quick
still
lap.
didn't get the final corner right. So his pace is pretty good, you would say, around here.
Yeah, you certainly would. That is very impressive indeed from Etney. We got 6.5 minutes left, plus whatever spectator delay changes. However much the delay changes that, probably about 7 minutes to go in total. Danny in the first sector, he's already invalidated. I think he invalidated in Sandavot. And a bunch of people now going out for another outlap, and I wonder if we're going to have this run and then another run. I'm getting sort of lowish on time here.
Well, I think those who didn't do their first lap on medium and they're coming out now, this is going to be their last run. Unless they do two on the set of softs they're on now, which is perfectly viable actually, considering the race starts wet, so they won't have to use these tyres in the race. Is that Meppo again around, and he's going to have to make sure he gets out of the way of the Alfa Romeo here of Julius. He does that nicely as he comes into the Fairmont hairpin 2/10 up as he rides the curb into the first part of Portier, taking a lot of the curb there in the second part, wanting to get a good exit, short shifting up to fourth to get the best traction possible through the tunnel and into the Novo chicane, turning in as early as he can without clipping the barrier on the inside, getting as close to the barrier on the outside and the exit as possible, turning in nice and early for that committed close to the wall on the exit, flat out through swimming pool, taking lots of the curb there and a bit too much as he hits the wall in frustration of invalidating his lap.
I think he was lucky to get away with that. I thought he might have knocked a wheel off there, but only his front wing.
Looking at the aerial view of the Aston Martin without the front wing on looks like a rocket ship.
Yeah, it does. It's not a shape you necessarily expect to see. Is that Etney starting? No, it's not Etney starting a lap. Etney's in the Williams. It was an Alpine, I think, so it must have been Tipsy. Let's see if we can find Tipsy. Yeah, there is Tipsy on his way up Sandavot. And into the Casino Square section, the left-hander and the right-hander. He's gunned it down the straight. 2/10 up on his time, but it's an 18.4, which is about 4/10 off the very fast boys.
Bailey Thompson, I think he's coming across to finish the lap as well.
Yeah, and Vexit has gone fourth on a 1 minute 8.3, and Bailey into the 7s as well with a really good lap, 7.9 for Bailey in the Aston Martin, so he's top of the timesheets at the moment. We're going to return to Mr. Tipsy, see how he's getting on, half a quarter of a second up on his time in the first sector, so this in the second sector, so this might jump him above Fox. See as he goes through the last corner, it was conservative, but he made it through. And across the line, it does jump him above Fox at 9.8 for Tipsy.
Yep, Poppy is through the tunnel as well on his final lap, you would assume.
Yeah, I think this probably will be the last one, as Copy invalidated. That was too much of the chicane. And that's the end of his little run. Fox is going to see if he can respond to Tipsy. But he's down, and in fact he's invalidated as well. So going to be a final run for everyone, I imagine. Bunch of people on their outlaps at the moment. Etney is on his outlap at the tunnel. Makenda is at Lowe's hairpin. Justin going through the chicane at the moment. Marion has retired. That must be in the pits. It is. Julian's on a lap though. Julian's done an 18-1 first sector. And yeah, Hammer in chat saying Bailey on pole, maybe. Maybe. I expect there's more to come from Mr. Vexit though. See if he can upset the apple cart as what's happened here. Julian has abandoned. Julian is abandoned by the looks of it, so here's Justin then through Casino Square, and we'll see what the first sector split is like for him. He's about a 10th down on what he did earlier in the session.
Yeah. Makenda starting as well.
I think Etney has abandoned by the looks of it. Makenda is indeed starting. He's going through the first sector split as well, and he's slightly down. Keep across, this is a bunch of cars in very close proximity to each other through there. In fact, Makenda has invalidated already. Etney is going very slowly. How did Justin's lap turn out? He's half a 10th down. Needs to try and improve. He makes a mad dash to the line and does improve. So there was a lot more in the last. Oh, and Crystals gets himself a 5-place penalty for hitting, I guess, Vexit. What happened there then? And we see Crystals without a front wing. And what happened to Vexit? That's the other question.
Well, thankfully he hasn't got a penalty as well. Ferrari going slowly, letting the Red Bull through Danny, who's gearing up to start a lap. And you'd imagine everyone's on their final runs now. So Etney starting as he comes through the first turn. Makenda is going for it again, I think. Yes, he is. Justin is going to start when he crosses the line. And Vexit starting one now as well. So 3 of the big fish starting their laps all have a chance for pole if they get the perfect lap in.
Yeah, and who's the parked Aston Martin? That's yeah, it's Julius, who's it's a dangerous thing to do in the middle of a qualifying session as Vexit retires. I think that's in the pits.
No, I think he's gone down the escape road.
Oh, he has.
Whether that was planned or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's done a Rosberg. Etney is invalidated in the chicane, so no challenge for pole from him. The flag is out. Makenda coming through the final few corners, 1,000th of a second down on his time. So if he's got a good exit here, he'll gain a few hundredths, and he didn't. So he will start P3 unless Danny or Julian can dislodge them. The only 2 that are still on laps that can make a difference to their position. Bailey might still improve yet again. He comes into the pits. Danny hits the wall on the exit to the swimming
across
pool.
The second chicane there in the swimming pool. That was,
and Julian has also had an incident, and he's not going to improve either. So that is the grid. So
no,
Danny,
from Danny
still went P3. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, there was a lot of speed in that. He certainly clunked the wall, but he got away with it. And 108.2 is the result. That is a good lap from Danny. He puts himself 3rd, and a little bit of a surprise, you have to say. Vexit starting 6th. We didn't see a penalty pop up for Vexit. It looked like it was only Crystals that got a penalty for that collision, but I've seen it before where both drivers have actually got a penalty and only one has popped up. So We'll see if that is actually the case. There is the session. And we do have Bailey Thompson on pole in the Aston Martin, which is impressive, and Luke Smith, in fact, does not have a penalty, so he will start P6. But behind a lot of the people that, in an ideal world, he'd want to be in front of, at Monaco especially, and we'll see, given that it's a wet race, exactly what happened. I don't doubt we'll have more overtaking in this wet race than we had in the sprint race at Monza earlier on today. Wasn't a whole lot there. But a wet Monaco is a whole other challenge. Certainly for those people who aren't used to running no assists, this will be an absolute baptism of fire.
Yeah, so it was only Crystals who had the grid penalty. Looks like Inter's at the moment to me.
This is going to suck just in a second.
everyone
Oh
on?
man, tell you what, there's standing
Full
water
wet.
there. Yeah, I was going to say there's
Full
standing
wets,
water.
everyone's on full wets on the race director. Yeah.
That looks very wet indeed.
Changing conditions, changing optimal tyres in the race is actually going to give more possibility for overtakes in the pit lane. If
Yeah.
it goes to Inters or even to dry, for example. I don't know what the forecast is for the whole of the race.
Yeah, I got no indication. Justin said it was full wet, so I got no indication that it's going to dry up. So it might just be that it's full wet for the full wet whole race, says Justin. So well, this is going to be an interesting one. I have done a full wet Monaco race in 2SRL in the past. It was very, very interesting, as we have lost. We're restarting, are we? What's happening? Oh, grid is messed up apparently. Oh dear, so it looks like we're restarting. Everyone's leaving.
Okay.
In which case, we will get back into the lobby. People are in wrong positions, apparently. So
Can someone please send me over the grid?
I
screenshot?
will read it out to you. Hang on just a second.
Okay. I haven't got the lobby up yet, so.
Okay. Okay, there is the grid. So I guess there were 15 drivers, right? So I guess it's Dragon at the back.
Yeah, I need everyone to join first.
I see everyone else in the screenshot, but I don't see Dragon.
Okay, but Crystals is going to be last. Oh wait, no, what am I doing? Sorry. Qualifying off.
Yeah, qualifying
Starting
off
grid.
just the race.
Custom.
Yeah, that's the one.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Oh, do I put the same weather? So,
I guess, yeah.
all wet.
If it was just wet the whole way, then yeah.
Do I do wet or very wet?
It looked very wet to me. I don't know though. It is up to you. I will leave that to your discretion.
Okay. Hello, Danny.
Hello.
Hello, Danny.
Are we doing wet or very wet?
It was very wet. It was full wets.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Very wet is full wet. Wet is inters, according to Justin. So yeah, it was very wet
Alright.
in that case.
It's very wet. Very,
Okay,
very, very,
I
very
need
wet.
everyone to join. Can you announce the lobby, and then I can't do the grid without anyone in.
Yeah, you can. If you're watching the stream, then join on either me or Joel if you can, or Justin or Vexit. We're the only people in the lobby at the moment.
Tipsy
I
says
didn't
very
realise. Didn't even realise me. Tipsy, Bailey, Fox.
All right, see everyone in the server now. Not everyone yet, but certainly people are joining.
Luke, McKendit, Mario, Meepo. Crystals.
Yeah, we seem to have.
Julius.
Oh, you need to be spectator, Joel.
I need to do good first.
Oh yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
do
you
the
can't
grid
do it
by
without.
being
Okay, yeah. Okay.
spectator.
Alright, so we're missing our pole sitter Bailey. We're missing Etney as well. And we're missing one other. Bailey's in now. Who is the other
Grid
one?
editor.
Uh,
Actually, yeah,
Okay. Bailey Thompson.
so we're not.
E1.
Yeah, we're not quite ready yet because we're still missing Etney.
Okay.
And we're still
who's
missing.
P2?
Who else are we still missing? We missing No, Mariam's in.
Crystals.
Oh, it was
Just
Crystals
joined.
who were missing.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone's in now. Who's
Yeah.
P2?
Oh, it's
No.
Etney who's not in.
Oh, I thought he was. Oh no, he's not. Okay, who's P3?
P3
Danny.
is Danny. P4 is Makenda.
You probably didn't see it, but
Okay.
Meepo was sideways on the apex just after the hairpin.
Oh,
who's
really?
after Makenda?
Justin P5. Then Vexit
You.
P6. Luke Smith.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Eddie's in
I
now.
pressed the wrong button.
Right, I'm gonna head off.
All right. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Where's Etney? There we are. So
Et-
Etney's
Etney's
P2.
Yeah.
So it's Bailey, Etney, Danny, Makenda, Justin.
Yeah. Then Luke Smith.
Yeah.
Then
P7.
Julius. Then
Yeah.
Julien. Then Marion.
Yeah.
Then Copy.
Okay.
Then Fox.
Yeah.
Then Tipsy.
Yeah.
Then Meepo.
Yeah.
Then Dragon.
And then
Then
crystals.
Crystals. Yeah.
Okay. Confirm.
Okay. So spectator and let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who's watching the stream is driving. Remember setup. Please remember setup.
So
Yeah.
Bailey, Etney, Danny, Makenda, Justin, Vex, Julius, Julian, Marion, Copy, Fox, Tipsy, Mepo, Dragon, Crystals.
Yep. I think that is it.
You need to up the AI.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah. I didn't even do that on the first when I first did lobby. So wait, where's that under simulation settings?
Yes.
70.
890.
Oh, okay. So I'm not paying attention.
Tipsy's
Okay,
what?
we can
Tipsy says,
go
"What have I
now.
let myself in for? Tier 1 and full wet. Were you in with the 2 SRL full wet race, Tipsy? I don't remember.
No, goodbye again.
Goodbye, Denny.
Bye-bye.
Ah, you weren't. That was a ridiculous race. It was really fun though. I really enjoyed
How many people finished?
it. I think how many? I'm trying to think how many started. I think there were like 15 starters, and I think there were probably 9 or 10 finishers, but only 5 or 6 on the lead lap.
Yeah, we can go, Danny.
Okay.
4 safety cars, says Justin. Yeah, there won't be any safety cars because the safety car doesn't work at Monaco. So at least we're spared that particular phase of the race. Hopefully everything's good with the stream, by the way. Yeah, let us know if Joel's too loud or too quiet, or if I'm too loud or too quiet. That was one thing we didn't do before the session, I realise now. But seems okay, says Hammer, so looks like we're good. And off we go for a full wet Monaco.
Gonna be someone that forgets their setup.
Yeah, Yeah, please load your setups, folks. Please load them. Please load them.
And now I suppose because they're no longer part firmware, you could just put on a wet setup.
Yeah, yeah. If they're that way inclined. Yeah, it's a good point actually. A couple of people might do that, although I'm not sure what there is to be changed around Monaco. You're already running maximum wings pretty much.
Yeah. So I imagine this will still be a 1-stop, maybe a 2-stop. I don't know how the tyre wear is on the wets around here.
I think it's a 1-stop. If it's the same as it was 2 games ago, then it's either a 1-stop or even a no-stop if you're good on tyres.
Right, okay.
Remember Nick, who finished 3rd in that race, did no stops.
Well, I suppose this is probably the best track to do it because you can be on 70% tyre wear and no one can overtake you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure it's the fastest way around, but if you're driving gently, then it might be the best thing to do.
Good. I put a formation up on.
Yeah, that was a good call. So here we go. We've got lots of drivers trying to feel their way around, and we'll just get a sense of how bad the conditions are. We'll run on board with maybe Vexit.
Oh, he's already gone in the wall as Bailey at the top of the hill.
Oh, Bailey!
A lot of puddles everywhere.
You can do that on the formation lap without getting damaged, but as soon as the race starts, you got to be real careful. And I expect there to be 1 or 2 incidents. As we see the predicted pit stop strategy, the game thinks it's either a 1 or a 2 stop on the full wets. I suspect it is probably a 1 stop for everyone. The timing of the stop will be interesting though, because you do not want to be undercut by somebody who is chasing you, so I suspect we'll see some stops fairly early.
Of course, the unique thing about this track is the tunnels, so it will be dry in the tunnel, obviously. But there'll be on wet tyres, so got to take it easy through there on the first couple of laps before you gauge how much you can push.
Yeah,
on that corner.
And I was going to say there's not a lot of spray from the camera, but I guess the game's graphics took a while to catch up to the fact that it's wet, because now there is a lot of spray coming from the back of the car in front. So Mipo has been disqualified for something, we don't know exactly what. As,
I like how the spray suddenly goes when the AI takes over.
Yeah. It's
just code marking things.
It's the way it is in F1 2021. So we see the drivers at the back coming through, and we are going to get underway very shortly. Fox has forgotten his setup and disconnected apparently, so we're already down 1 driver from our 15 starters. We have 14 runners still there. Here we go then, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go in Monaco as Mipo gets himself a drive-through for a jump start. Good start from Bailey by the looks of it, also a good start from Etney as they head into the first corner, and looks like everyone playing nice for the most part, everyone making it through Sandoval up the hill. Bit of a gap to McKenda, not sure what happened there, but there's a little bit of a something seems to have happened at the back. Mipo having all sorts of problems there, but everyone making it through the first sector at least without any major dramas. And we see everyone getting it stopped for Mirabeau. Side by side is Julius and Julian, the 2 Dutchmen, and a little bit of hooking wheels there as Julian didn't get out of that. Still going to be side by side in lows, but everyone looks like they've made it around, which is nothing short of a miracle at Monaco.
Yep, Etney was almost pushing Bailey up the hill on the first lap.
I think Julius might have picked up a little bit of damage there. He's certainly gone into the
Oh,
wall.
Etney has lost it under the braking. He nearly span. He did well to keep that out of the wall and not go into the back of Bailey, but he's lost a lot of time because of that.
And Julius having Julius having all sorts of issues there as he gets a 5-second penalty. I think Justin got one as well for cutting the chicane. So braking, catching a lot of people out as they head through the first sector. On again across the chicane goes Julius. He's having all sorts of issues. I wonder if he's got some damage, and I wonder if he's going to pit at the end of this first lap. He doesn't. So So it looks like he's okay for the most part, but up front, it's looking fairly good for Bailey, who's got a clear track ahead of him as he comes out of Sandevot.
Danny getting loose on the exit of the first corner. Justin right on the back of him. Can't do anything into Casino Square. It's going to be very, very difficult to make an overtake in these conditions. Although saying that, Danny's gone wide here, and this is Justin's opportunity. Is he going to send it down the inside? He's going to do it half-heartedly. He's looking to make the move, but he's going to have to pull out because he'll risk an incident.
And Vexit behind is sniffing, trying to see if there's a gap, but there's not many gaps at Monaco, and certainly there wasn't one there. So Danny keeps the position for the time being. Justin with that penalty will have a little bit of work to do, but it's such a long race that the penalties won't matter a huge amount. Mipo in trouble again. Crystals has had some sort of an incident that caused him to pit as well on the first lap, as across the chicane goes the Aston Martin of I guess Julius, and he lost a place there to Julian as well. So through they go, this little gaggle. Danny struggling to get back up to speed here. He's had an eventful first couple of laps. Bailey, though, stretching his legs up front. 2 seconds now, more than 2 seconds is the gap up front, and Vexit pits, so I guess he got some front wing damage.
No. Strategical, no front wing change for the Mercedes.
That's very interesting.
I wonder if Vex thinks he can get to the end from here and have a massive undercut on everyone, but I don't think he can because, well, those tyres of the guys ahead will still be relatively fresh and he'll be on the similar pace to them. So maybe he thinks he's got better pace, so he takes himself out of the traffic. I don't know, we'll have to see how this one unfolds, but that is an interesting strategy call.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I imagine that he wanted to change his front wing, but didn't click the option, but maybe not. Maybe it's just something else, as Tipsy is in all sorts of trouble by the looks of it. He's going to let the Mercedes through. What happened to Tipsy is he's missing a large part of his front wing, and yeah, Meppo has crashed.
So Crystal's in the pits once again. Makenda getting a penalty. His Dragon's fairly close to his teammate, to his compatriot Copy in the Williams. Similarly, Fox getting on the back of this. He's not, because he's ghosted, ignore what I'm saying.
Yeah, Fox isn't a real car, unfortunately, as all sorts of penalties now. Vexit getting one, Danny getting one, and as you mentioned earlier, Makenda getting one as well. This is an eventful race for the guys up front so far. Makenda is being chased by Danny. Oh, as he runs very deep into Sandevot there. That was a struggle to get that slowed down. Oh, did Danny lose it? Yes, Danny has lost it on the way up the hill.
Oh!
And he's going to have to... How is he going to get this pointed the right way then? I have no idea. Thankfully, he ghosted, because several cars went through him, and he has to do, a 14-point turn to get it turned back the right way. But Danny's race pretty much destroyed on lap 4, unfortunately.
Definitely overheated tyres as well, as Julius is side by side with Marion as you go into the hairpin. Not going to work there. Dragon had a little look as well. Marion on the outside forces Julius onto the curb, gets a penalty. But that doesn't matter right moment in the heat of battle as they come through Portier. And I think Marion has got that done for now.
Yeah, Marion sending one up the inside and making it stick there in the Mirabeau hairpin. And Makenda getting another penalty. This one a straight 3 seconds for corner cutting, so he's racking them up here in the opening 4 laps.
And Julius, I saw him cut there on the chicane. It must be more difficult in the wet if you lose the car. You've not got as much precise control over where you do and don't hit the curbs. Julius hits in the outside of the curb and he's lost his whole front wing. He's gone spinning the swimming pool, and that is a whole lot of damage that he's racked up there.
Yep, that's a new front wing for Julius, as Bailey pits as well. So Bailey must have had... Yeah, Bailey's got a wing change too. So from the lead, Bailey has dropped it somewhere. We didn't see it, but certainly he has to change his front wing, and he's all the way down now in P10. In fact, behind Vexit even. Vexit trying to go to the end, says Hammer. So that is indeed his plan. It's a brave one, because he's going to be in all sorts of traffic.
Yeah, well, he's just set fastest lap as well as he came across the line. So he does have more pace in the clean air, as you would expect. But To be honest, it's not the worst strategy because he's already on the back of this train that goes all the way up to P5. So his pace is pretty good. If he can get past Danny, he should be back on track.
That's the thing. He's gonna get onto the back of this train, but he's not going to. Oh, who was that? That was Justin. No, Justin lost it under braking, I think, for the chicane, and he's lost his whole front wing as well. And he just about got the back.
Why is there a safety car?
Oh, there's a safety car. Oh no. Oh no, is this not going to work?
Why?
There is apparently a safety
make
car.
Sense.
So what is the safety car bug?
Well, Justin has got no front wing. He's coming into the pits. We all thought the bug was that there were no safety cars at Monaco, and now there is a safety car, which is quite astounding.
Well,
I don't think anyone was expecting this.
Our Tier 1 drivers causing
I mean, it may be a bug just in the dry, if it works like that. But
yeah, I mean, I assume because it's custom weather, so it's not going to be like the really torrential rain that causes a safety car by itself.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a weird one, but we do have a safety car, and that is...
Imagine a safety car at Monaco.
Interesting for a number of reasons.
Right, well, what do these guys do here, Makenda and the like, because they've got penalties. Just thinking, if they come into the pits, they're on equal terms with Danny and...
No, you stay out.
Bailey.
I mean, getting 5 laps fresher tyres is not enough of a reason to come into the pits at Monaco. Giving up track position.
Yeah.
I think you definitely stay out.
You think about it, Vexit is already on the back of this train, so is Danny, so if you pit, you're actually just going to lose to both of them. You're not gaining an advantage.
Yep, so... yeah, I guess I mean, we're going to see Tipsy still in the pits. So he's having work done on that front wing, and he's going to come back out again. And we're going to see... I mean, it's just been absolute mayhem the first 4 laps of this race. I'm pretty sure there wasn't this much carnage in the 2 SLR race that we did. But certainly these guys giving it full yeet. Bailey Thompson has crashed out of the lead already, and several other drivers, Justin as well, who lost it under braking, he says, after the tunnel, and the 360 spun into the wall. Yes, I caught the back end of it. I saw a car flying through with no front wing.
Yeah, everyone's staying out as expected. Wouldn't be surprised if Julius comes in just for the sake of it. I mean, they only have... Actually, speaking about that, it's definitely not going to be a 2-stop, because they only have 2 sets of full wets for the whole race, don't they? The whole weekend.
I thought it was 3, but maybe not. Maybe it's only 2.
Or was it? Oh, I think you're given 2 in qualifying and then extra for the race. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, I mean, it's possible that. No, I think you do get 3 for the 3, like the full. If you don't use any in qualifying, you get the full 3 for the race. You don't have to give any back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be a 2-stop potentially, but yeah, I mean, tyre wear is not the thing that's going to decide this race. I don't think. I think everyone's going to be 1-stopping. If they can, that is, if they don't plunk their front wing on the wall, as we've seen several drivers do already. Just keeping up with everything has been difficult enough. So I think it'll be another lap before the safety car comes in, because not everyone is caught up to the pack yet, and in fact Tipsy has a long way to go before he's caught up to the pack. No indication that it's coming in just yet. Etney leads the way from Makenda, from Julian, who we haven't mentioned very much in the first part of this race, but he's had a very good start to this race. Julian, he's P3 at the moment. It's amazing how far you can get just by not hitting walls here at Monaco, and that's especially true in the wet. Continue for another lap. I don't know. I think the safety car will come in at the end of this lap, whatever. Even if Tipsy hasn't managed to catch up to the pack just yet. Here is Tipsy.
Yeah, you should be able to catch up, I think, before the end of that, considering how slow they go right at the end.
I don't know whether he'll catch the pack. It's going to be close because he can't go around particularly quickly either in these conditions. So I don't think he'll get there, to be honest. But he's not going to get there if he does that and loses his front wing. That's for sure. So we'll keep an eye on the pack. I'm going to keep the gap on leader for the time being because I think it's instructive to see how far the field spreads in the first few laps, to see where everyone is. Keep pitting Tipsy for all that safety car, says Kirill Verhey. And I expect the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. We'll get the notification very shortly, and yet we do. And Tipsy is going to have to restart this race half a lap down, unfortunately, because he's not able to catch the field. Here is the field with Etney assuming control of the pace. It's a very slow pace indeed as they head into Raskas. It's going to be a long race, this one. Hope you're settled in watching this one. And he has in fact gone, yeah, and Makendo was a little bit asleep there. He's got himself a little bit of a gap as Etney.
Oh, here comes Julian right on the back of him, deploying ERS. Far too far away at the moment, although Makenda gets a very bad exit, and Julian has walked straight past him up the hill. Close again is the other Red Bull of Dragon, back on Copy and Marion, going into the Casino Square. No moves so far, apart from Bailey Thompson on the inside of Fox, who's a ghost car.
Quite literally on the inside of Fox. Inside of Fox, in fact. As they head into Mirabeau, and yeah, there's a train here behind Marion who seems to be struggling a little bit, or maybe just conservative, which I don't blame him for in these conditions. But yeah, Julian making his way past Makenda, that's a big deal for him, and now he can chase after Etney, who really is quick in these conditions and very consistent as well. Copy trying to get the power down there, and Dragon, I think, losing... Did he lose a place there to Vexit? He did.
So Vexit started the same time. P8, there's a...
Oh, Makenda.
Someone off.
There's Makenda. Makenda's backwards in the wall. Oh, he's done... he's clipped his rear tyre, I think, on the inside of the chicane, and has gone around, and that's a big disaster for Makenda. He's all the way at the back of the field now. Doesn't seem to have any damage, which is the one good thing for him. And we've lost Danny as well, by the way. Danny's now a ghost too. So by my count, we're down to 11 runners.
Oh, Dragon and Bailey side by side into the final corner. Dragon has to pull out of that one big time, otherwise he was going to hit the wall full on. Doesn't look like he has any damage, but yeah, he got into all sorts of trouble trying to go round the outside of the final corner. That is not an overtaking place.
Yeah, and Bailey making his way back through the field has managed to pass Justin, and up to 6th place he goes. So a little bit of a battle here for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Marion, Copy and Vexit, and well, they're 6 seconds behind Etney and Julian already. How has that happened? Has Marion got some damage?
What the hell is Julius doing? I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous.
Did he crash into the wall? What happened?
He was going, he went flat out, he decided not to brake, and he kept his foot on the throttle, so it wasn't a hardware failure. He's gone straight into the wall, he's out, but yeah, dear. he went straight for Makenda.
Well, thankfully no safety car. Oh, and turning around is Marion, and Marion did exactly what Makenda did a lap ago, and has gone around and gets himself a 3-second penalty for cutting the chicane as well.
Massively here. 8.7 seconds up to the top 2 now.
And yeah, a huge gap between this little pack here and the lead 2. Somebody must have damage there at some point, because oh, and there was some contact there as well. That was Vexit, wasn't it? Went into the wall. He's going to have to pit again. He does. And it's difficult to keep up with all the action here. What on earth is going on? These drivers giving us a spectacle as Bailey is up to 4th, having lost his lead, but made his way up courtesy of that safety car, and courtesy of a lot of other drivers doing the same thing as he did. Oh, this is a fun way to spend a Saturday afternoon, I have to say. An awful lot more action than there was earlier on in the real F1. As Copy, Bailey, Justin make their way around Lowe's hairpin and through Portier. Copy is quite slow in that Williams. Don't know if he's got damage or if he was just being held up by the cars ahead of him. Bailey doesn't seem to be able to make an impression for the time being.
Well, here comes Justin. He's flying down into the chicane braking zone, not able to stop where he would like to. And yeah, becoming a two-horse race out in front if Julian can keep up the pace with Etney. Copy not getting the best of exits, but it's Monaco, so it doesn't matter too much.
Justin with 6 seconds worth of penalties so far. And yeah, Copy is really struggling out there in that Williams. Bailey all over the back of him as they come down the main straight, using that battery, but not anywhere near close enough this time as Dragon pits. Not exactly sure why. That's the answer. It was for a new front wing. This is the battle once again for third place. And you can see by the splits just how much it's strung out already. We've had, what, 4 laps of racing since the safety car came in. And already we've got people 30, 40 seconds back. Tipsy isn't even last anymore, having been half a lap down when the safety car came in. And there is now an 11-second gap between Julian and Copy in this battle for third, fourth and fifth. Bailey, I'm sure, can go much faster on slightly better tyres than Copy, but we've seen his pace in the dry in qualifying, and we saw his pace at the beginning of this race as well.
Matt McKenna will be catching up to the back of these guys as well. So he's under 2 seconds now. Fox in P7, and he's not even in his car, so you know, getting your AI to drive is probably the best bet of surviving this race.
That is true. I hadn't even realised that yeah, Fox is all the way up in P7 as Copy again, really struggling through the second part of the swimming pool, and Bailey trying to go
around the outside.
Yeah, there's no space there. Absolutely no chance of that happening. He's got Justin all over the back of him as well, so he needs to be a little bit careful, does Bailey. But he doesn't try a move that immediately lets the Alpine sneak past him.
Yeah, you've got to take your chances in the wet, but also be very careful when you decide for moves, as Justin is sizing up one on Bailey Thompson and decides smartly that it's not the opportunity he was looking for.
I'll tell you what, it looked to me like Justin needs a new set of underwear after that, because it looked like he was heading sideways into the barrier at Massenet there. He was all sorts of crossed up the hill. He did manage to save it though, and doesn't need a new front wing as a consequence. And yeah, I wonder who will have to pit again, because Vexit thought that he didn't have to pit after pitting on lap 3 again. Bailey might not have to pit, says Hammer. I just wonder if tyre wear is okay enough for him to survive the rest of the race. I think you still do have to look after them, and he's been trying pretty hard to clear Copy, has Bailey. Oh, as he gets very sideways there into back. You can see how much faster he is than Copy. How much more control he has. Yeah, we've reached 1/3 distance. Feels like we've had 2 races.
I'm not going to make the 2S race.
Oh dear. Feels like we've had 2 races.
Well, that might
worth
be
of action.
good, to be honest, if it's full at Monaco again.
Through Sanderbot they go once more, and Copy, we know, for all of his struggles pace-wise that he's had in the last few months, he's lost none of his racecraft. And certainly that's on full display here. He's holding this 3rd place without letting Bailey or Justin have any sort of a sniff, really.
McKenna as well has caught up to the back of these guys.
Yep, he certainly has. So I'm going to have to do this again. I hit the button by accident. Bailey all the way through Portier. They're very, very close to the back of Copy, but as soon as they get the power down, he's just not able to stay there. And that's the problem at the moment that he's got. Copy really struggling for pace through the chicane, but again, Bailey just not enough traction to get alongside. You have to wonder if he's going to get frustrated at some point.
They're very easy to get annoyed if you're stuck behind a slower car. You think you have the pace, almost a pit stops gap for Julian ahead of Copy. So a few more laps, Julian could pit for his first stop of the race and come out in P2 still.
Yep, that's very possible indeed. I just wonder if Copy's trying to get to the end on those tyres. We know how gentle Copy is. Sometimes we know how well he looks after tyres, and I just wonder if it's within his realm that he can take the wet tyres the whole way through this race. I think it's certainly possible. Through Mirabeau they go up front. We've not really mentioned the leaders very much. This is the view from Julian's car, the Red Bull. And that dot in the distance was the Williams of Etney, who's pulled out a 3.5 second gap. And they're coming into Tabac now, and all the way back in the tunnel is this battle for third. Oh, it's Bailey! Oh my goodness, Bailey, that was a massive moment. A massive moment out of the tunnel for Bailey. He very, very nearly lost it there.
Yeah, I mean, the transition from the complete dry under the tunnel to the wet can throw your balance off if you're coming out there full throttle, and especially when you're trying to correct your line suddenly as well, which Bailey was. Now, Copy needs to get a good exit here because Bailey is extremely close and he manages to, so no chance at all for the Aston Martin.
It looked for a second like Copy made a mistake there, but I'm not sure he did. He was just being quite conservative in Rascasse. And yeah, Bailey is really giving it everything here. He's throwing that Aston Martin around. He's got to keep his head though, because you certainly don't win by hitting the wall at Monaco. So Danny get a penalty a second ago. I guess he is back in the car, Danny.
Yeah.
We still have the ghost of Fox in P7, which is pretty funny. I guess maybe it wasn't such a good idea to turn the AI up. Of course, he won't be scored in the classification.
Julian, I'd say, at 17 or 18, he can come into the pits and try and reduce that gap to Etney with an undercut, you would say. He won't get involved in this battle. Pit stops around 17, 18 seconds, so a lap or two, and he should be clear to make that move, and hopefully get back close to the leader if he has the pace.
Yeah, it's in play for him, but I just wonder, again, Bailey just having a look around Rascasse and pushing that Williams around Rascasse, Bailey, and having a look on the inside, but nothing doing there. You just got to keep your cool here. Got to keep your cool, because really there is no way past unless somebody makes a major mistake. There's no way past at Monaco, even in the wet. But yeah, I just wonder how ambitious Julian is going to be. He's not used to being up there in P2. I just wonder, with the pace of Etney this afternoon, I just wonder whether he'll be okay with second place, as we have a yellow for a McLaren retiring. That's Marion retiring in the pit lane. So we're down to... I still don't know if is Danny in the car. Danny looks like he is in the car now. So yeah, he is. So it looks like
Speaking of Julian,
we got 10
Julian is closing quite rapidly actually on Etney. They get 2.6, 2.5.
He is
It's
now
coming down pretty rapidly, so I wonder if this is a push lap for him to come in right now. We'll have a look.
Well, I was wondering if Etney
stays out.
Etney has made a mistake, or whether Etney has got damage. We're going to see the lap time here. He's going to come across the line. He does a 25.5, which is 1.3 seconds slower. Julian has done a PB at 24.2. So...
Or whether Etney is trying to get to the end as well.
I have a feeling he might have made a mistake. I wonder if he got damage, though, from it. It doesn't look like it. But
20 seconds, the gap now.
Yeah, usually that difference is... if you see a difference of a second in one lap, that's usually a mistake. As McKenna pits for what I think is going to be a scheduled pit stop. There's no front wing change, so he comes out sharpish. He's trying to undercut people, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. With them squabbling. Probably taking the gamble that Bailey won't get to the end either. So get on those fresher tyres before he suddenly realises he has to pit. Come out ahead of him.
And Marion says undrivable in chat. Yeah, it's a struggle out there. It's Copy chased all the way here by Bailey and Justin. There is no way past though at Monaco. As I said, unless you make a major mistake, far behind you is not going to get past you. To the chicane once again, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Vexit is closing on these guys as well, having pitted under green flag conditions. Oh, did Bailey get damage there? He hit the wall on the exit to back. We'll see whether he got any damage. He seems to be okay for the time being, but we'll see if he comes into the pits. And he does come into the pits, so I guess he did get damage there, Bailey. And he will put a new set of tyres on and probably a new front wing as well. Yep, they're changing his wing.
Means McKenda will get past him as well, so he's up to a net. Well, I can't really say net now because I think Dragon might get to the end and there's plenty of things still to happen.
Yeah, it's...
Julian not even thinking about pitting yet, it seems. Although we are over halfway through the race as they come halfway through this lap.
Yeah,
so
we're just coming up to
mathematically it's the right time to pit.
Yeah, but wonder if they will. Vexit now all over the back of Copy. And Vexit, was he ahead of Justin already, or did he just pass Justin? He must have just passed Justin. And Vexit now, we'll see if he can manage to pass Copy. Is he going to be able to brake late enough here? Copy brakes in the middle of the road and says, nope, you're not coming through there. So Vexit has to be a bit more patient.
Yep, Copy, a very experienced driver, knows the moves people will try to make and how to defend from them, and he's doing that very well at the moment. His lack of pace is certainly being made up for by his defensive technique. And around Monaco, defence is what you need.
Yep, certainly
Dragon
is.
as a penalty.
Oh, you see the struggle to get the power down there for Vexit. Nothing doing there, and certainly not able to brake late enough to send one up the inside. Oh, Copy having a little bit of a wiggle there on the way up the hill. Into Massenet.
Oh, it's Vexit! Oh, don't go there.
That. Oh, yoy. Very dicey indeed.
And the gap between the top two is under 2 seconds. Julian on the push, and it's definitely one thing closing the gap. It's a totally different thing passing at Monaco. You can be stuck behind a car for the whole race with not even a sniff of making the overtake.
Yep.
But I think if Julian gets within DRS range and he pits, he can make an undercut and potentially come out in the lead. Might be something he's thinking about.
Well, he's very close as Julian. He's almost within a second as Vexit now through the tunnel. Is he going to have a look here down the outside of the chicane? Copy defends on the inside, but there's no room. There's just no room. Oh, he's going to try and squeeze alongside. Is he down the straight towards to back? He's going to use some of that battery maybe to get past. He does get past. Nicely done by Vexit into 3rd place, and now he can push and maybe make up some of that time that he lost with the penalty. Oh, as he bounces across the second part of the swimming pool there, he knows he's got to push as though his life depends on it here.
Yeah, if I was Julian, this is the lap to pit. This is the best time in the race to pit. If Etney's trying to get to the end, totally fine. Julian's not going to lose a position. The only thing he's going to gain from pitting is potentially having the pace to win the race. And if he stays out too long, Vex might close that gap and he might come out in P3 instead of P2. So I think this is a perfect time for Julian.
Yeah, and Justin having a good look at Copy as well. Copy, though, staying resolute in that defence. Bailey is P8, having pitted for a new front wing. Bailey is actually only 15 seconds behind Copy, and the pit stop for a front wing is, 25 seconds. So he's made up a lot of time on track already.
Yeah, could be showing how much faster the fresher tyres are at this point. 9 tenths now, the gap.
Well, look at Vexit. He passed
3
him.
tenths.
He passed
the gap
him.
between Justin and Copy was nearly a chance for Justin. He's still got one. As he comes out the tunnel, he has a massive moment. And Justin somehow gets away without any damage whatsoever.
I don't know if he did. He hit the wall pretty hard.
Physically, I can't see any.
I can't see any either, but I just wonder if he's going to be understeering now in that Alpine with lime damage or whatever it is, the lightest version of it. He's certainly, yeah, and he's hit the wall again. He's certainly struggling to get back up to the back of Copy. You can see Vexit's pace though, it's immense in that Mercedes. He's 7 seconds clear of Copy, having overtaken him 2 laps ago.
Yeah. I mean, I keep going on about this, but I don't understand why Julian hasn't pit yet. I'm not a tier 1 driver, but
Well, they might be trying to go to the end. I mean, it's certainly
I know, but
possible.
the point is that Julian doesn't need to try and go to the end, because if he pits now for fresh tyres, he's coming out where he is. He's not losing any positions.
Yeah.
And he has a better opportunity of overtaking Etney when he comes back up to him towards the end of the race.
It's possible that he thinks Etney is pitting and that he wants to stay out and try and go to the end himself. There's all sorts of strategy at play here. But yeah, you're right. I think he might have missed his moment because Vexit is going to be in the pit stop window very soon. So if they pit now, they will come out.
Oh, I thought he was going
in front of Vexit. Yeah, it's always a little bit of a question. Yeah, Vexit might still win this race. He does have a penalty. Let me see how many penalties. Yeah, just the 3 seconds though, so it's certainly not beyond the realm of possibility that he is able to win this race. Copy and Justin still, now with Dragon on the back of them as well. Dragon on relatively fresh tyres. Copy still on the tyres that he started on. And there's really not been a way around Copy for this whole race. Bailey is only 10 seconds off the back of this, so he pitted for a new front wing a few laps ago, and now Justin having a look at the inside into Sandoval, but nothing doing.
Oh, good exit. Good exit. This is a chance. It's easily done. Round the outside into this little corner up the hill, and Copy making amends. No, Justin making amends for his lack of pace earlier. Ferrari ran. That's Danny. Dragon having a look on Copy, who goes defensive into the right-hander, into the hairpin. Dragon thought about setting it up the inside there, backed out of it.
Yeah, and we'll see.
Bailey is having issues as well.
Oh yeah, what happened to Bailey?
No front wing.
Oh no, Bailey. Bailey's done it again. He's gone into the wall, so Bailey is...
And here comes Julian. He's coming into the pits now, reacts, gets a new front wing, and because of that, I think he's going to be behind Vexit, you would say, with a new front wing, although he might just come out in front.
It is going to be close.
Exit, and he will. He will come out in front. I might have said that too soon. He's going to get the inside into turn 1. Bailey Thompson has crashed.
So we're down to 8 runners.
And yes, Julian will not be in P2.
Nope. Vexit has it for the time being, but Julian on fresh tyres, and now presumably he must have hit the wall at some point there, because he changed his front wing as Justin pits as well. We know why Justin is pitting. That is also for a front wing. If you're a front wing manufacturer in Monaco, it's a good day for you. He comes out of the pits. Danny now takes P7. Oh, and Danny into the wall and Sandoval. My goodness. All sorts of fun and games here. I wonder if Etney's going to go to the end. I think that might be what he's trying to do.
And McKenda's actually caught back up to Copy now after pitting. So he's made up 20 odd seconds with a wing change.
And that's in 6 laps. So yeah, that's
so
a lot of pace.
Speaking of, Julian is going to be pretty fast on these new wets. And I wonder if Etney is going to react. I think if he reacts now it's too late. So he's probably going to try and stay out to the end. Like Copy, I think he is staying out to the end. He would have pitted by now with his lack of pace, surely.
Yeah, I think Copy is... I think Copy's just driving a steady race. He's being very conservative. He's not taken a penalty yet. He's not had any front wing bonks that we've seen. And I have a feeling he's going to run those tyres all the way to the end of the race. I think both Williams might be. Dragon is going to try and overtake him though on much better tyres. Albeit with that penalty, but that won't matter very much. If he gets past, then he'll sprint away. In much the same way that Vexit has. He's now 16 seconds clear is Vexit.
Oh,
Copy's
here is
struggling.
Dragon.
Yep, here he goes. On the inside into Mirabeau. That was very nicely done. And I think he is going to get that. Is Dragon. That was beautifully done by the Red Bull driver. So he makes it past Copy. And Makenda is the next man who's presumably going to try and make a move for the second time this afternoon on Copy. Such a struggle to get out of the traction zone at Portier through the tunnel.
Julian picks up a penalty. That could be crucial for his chances of
Oh,
a
it
race
could.
win.
Yeah, that means he can't just cruise up to the back of Vexit now. Oh, as Copy makes a mistake, but gets away with it. And yeah, Dragon is basically gone. He's nearly, well, more than 2 seconds up the road already.
Copy
Copy
is coming in.
Copy pitting. So either he couldn't make it to the end or he did hit the wall somewhere that we didn't see. We'll see if he changes his wing, but now he's going to have to do some fast laps on fresh tyres, is Copy. And is it for a wing change? It is, by the looks of it. Yes, it is. So I guess he did hit the wall somewhere.
Julian setting purple sectors, and if he wants to, as Danny
Oh,
has had a moment.
Danny has had a what looked like a pretty major incident there in Saint-Devat. Doesn't look like he made the corner. Looks like he might have been okay, so maybe he took the escape road, but he's been passed by the Ghost of Fox. Although that doesn't matter, of course, he's actually P7. And Copy is now behind him in P8.
Yeah, Julian is going to have to get past Vexit as quick as possible if he wants any chance of taking the win. Going to be difficult.
I'll tell you what, Vexit isn't closing in as quickly as you might think on Etney either. He's got very good pace indeed in that Williams. The boys are rapid, says Tipsy. They are.
So this is the main battle now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Julian and Vexit.
Please don't, please don't. Okay, my game didn't crash. I thought it was going to, but it didn't. As yeah, Danny, I guess, did get some damage from that. So into the pits he goes, and he's going to be put a lap down now by Etney. He's overtaken by Copy, or maybe he's not going to be put a lap down just yet, but certainly he's going to be a long way off the back of anyone else. Something's happened to Julian. Julian has lost. Never mind, the intervals were lying to me. It says he's 5 seconds behind Vexit, but he's actually not. So, oh, I guess the intervals are just broken for me. That's what's happening. Danny is about to be put a lap down by Etney and the Williams, and we decide to let him do just that. So Danny's only going to be doing 28 laps, or 38 laps rather, by the looks of things.
Gap is coming down between the top two a bit quicker than it was a few laps ago now.
Yeah, it was
Vexit put under pressure by Julian a bit.
Yeah, it was 2 seconds that last lap, wasn't it? The gap came down. So at this rate, they'll be joined before the end of the race. The intervals are back now, so Julian takes his rightful place 7/10 behind Vexit and just following him for the moment. Of course, if either of these guys get another penalty, it will be very bad news. But at the moment, they're both just on the 3 seconds. Just double check that they are, in fact, just on the 3 seconds. Yep, they are. And so is Dragon in P4. Etney's got Danny following him, which he won't be thrilled about. Danny on fresh tyres. Just going to check lap times here as they cross the line. So Etney crosses the line, and he does a 25.6. Behind him, Vexit looks quite a bit faster to me, based on the second split. Vexit's going to cross the line. He has done a 24.0, so 1.6 seconds that lap.
And a 23.8 for Julian as well.
Yeah, Julian certainly got pace. Julian's problem is that he's got a Mercedes in front of him who's got the same number of penalties that he has. And further back we've got Copy, who's trying to close the gap to Justin. He's got the ghost of Fox to pass, but that's a ghost, so he doesn't actually have to pass him. 10 laps to go at the end of this one. And Etney still leads by 16 seconds. Yeah, Julian had a moment there on the exit of the tunnel, which he got away with. Elsewhere in the race, I think things are calming down just a little bit. We've got Dragon, who's having a fantastic race, we should say, in P4 at the moment. Started at the back, of course, as he usually does. He's not made too many mistakes, and he's picked up the pieces where other people have made mistakes, and he's all the way up in P4 as Vexit and Julian take another second and a bit out of the lead. It's now 15 seconds with 10 laps to go, and well, you can do the maths on that one. That's a second and a half a lap that they need.
Yeah, and just wonder whether Etney is backing off a little bit here to save some tyres to defend with.
Someone who's not backing off is Julian, who is almost pushing Vexit around the Casino Square left-hander there, Massenet and then Casino, but no way past. Just the sheer car control from these guys is very impressive in these conditions.
Yeah.
Julian pushing for all he's worth at the end of this race. And again, the gap has come down an awful lot as Vexit gets another penalty. And
and here comes Julian. Oh my word. Oh yes, what a move. It is so far. Can he stick it round the outside? Oh my word.
And two drivers not willing to give it up, and they made it through somehow. I'm not exactly sure how. Vexit retains the position for the time being. Oh my goodness. That's cost them both a couple of seconds though, and it's meant that the gap up front has extended even more. And you have to say now, that was very scary indeed. You have to say now that Etney is looking in prime position to win this race, as long as his tyres hold out, and as long as he's able to actually make the end on the one set of wet tyres.
Yeah, it's all about top management now for the car in the lead. And yeah, what a battle that was. Almost colliding, but both drivers giving just enough room to ensure they don't collect any damage. 8 laps remaining. The gap that has already closed back by 1 second in the first sector. Julian again.
Giving it full bananas on the exit. Oh, as Vexit goes across the chicane, that's another 3 seconds, and he is going to lose the place this time to Julian. Didn't get the power down, and Vexit decides that discretion is the better part of valor. And that means that Julian now is free to chase after Etney up front. That's very bad news for Etney, because Julian is quite a bit faster on those tyres than Vexit was. Oh, Vexit pits. Yep. So Vexit must have taken some damage there. And yeah, he's got a front wing being readied. So I wonder if they've got any left in that Mercedes garage, but there's another one going on to Vexit's car. And how far is this going to drop him down? He's already behind Dragon. I don't think McKenda's going to get him, although it is going to be close.
And look how quickly Julian's already closed the gap. It's already down to 12.2 seconds. And 12.1 now, 12.0. And I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 11.9. There it goes. And Etney is losing a whole heap of time here. But he won't be too worried because it is Monaco. And You saw Julian stuck behind Vexit for a number of laps. If he can do the same, if Etney can do the same to Julian, then he's only got 7 laps left to keep the lead. But tyre wear is the most important thing for him at the moment. But Julian is absolutely rapid.
Yeah, we'll check the lap times at the end of this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be the fastest lap of the race from Julian if he makes it around in one piece. He's certainly pushing. We've been on board with him for half a lap or so, and he is really going for it in that Red Bull. You see, we've got the lap car of Danny between Etney and Julian. That shouldn't matter. Etney's going to cross the line. 27.2 from Etney, which is not a fast lap at all. And across the line will come Julian now, and it is a 23.4 from Julian. So a 4-second difference in lap time. He's going to be there in 3 laps if this keeps up.
9.2. 6 laps remaining. He's going to have extremely limited opportunity.
Well, 6 laps at the end of this lap, remember. It's 7 laps including this one, so it's...
yes.
It's one more than you'd think, but certainly it's not a lot, as you mentioned.
And he's got to build that 3-second gap, don't forget, with his penalty. So he's up against it, Julian, but he's certainly got the benefit of tyres as Danny picks up a penalty for corner cutting. He's right ahead of Julian, about to be lapped by the second place car.
I just wonder if Julian, if Etney got a little bit of a hurry up there with the lap time that he saw from Julian just behind, because seems to be going a little bit faster this lap. He's going to cross the line, and we'll see what the lap time is. It's a 25.5 from Etney, so it's not quite going to be the difference that it was before, but Julian's still going to cross the timing beam with a new fastest lap of the race, 23.1. So still 2.5 seconds was the difference that time by. So certainly Julian's going to get to Etney by the end of this race. Chief says if Julian wins, we'll never hear the end of it. Absolutely. I think we might be doing an interview with him after this race. Whatever happens, to be honest, I think we're going to be doing an interview with Julian. We know how enthusiastic he is about those.
And you have to say, if he put 2 or 3 laps earlier when he was stuck behind Etney, he might have been even closer and have even more opportunity to make the overtake and extend the gap. But you'll never know.
Yeah, and he's going to get to Etney with 23 lap fresher tyres on that Red Bull compared to the Williams. So just a huge difference in grip and in confidence. Through the second part of the chicane he goes. Etney coming through Raskas. We've got a blockbuster finish to this Monaco race with 5 laps to go as they cross the line. As Dragon gets himself 3 seconds, that won't matter. Etney does a 26.0. Julian does a 22.9, another fastest lap of the race. He is absolutely flying.
Yeah, he's just got to make sure he brings it home in one piece here. You can't... to finish first you have to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Another of the...
2.8 seconds!
Yeah, I think Etney must have made a mistake there. Etney is... looks to me like he's in pretty major trouble. Let's see. And of course, yeah, to finish first you must finish, but the other great Murray Walker quote, catching is one thing, passing is quite another, especially at Monaco, and especially with 4 laps to go at the end of this one. The gap, 2 seconds.
But you would have to say, really, even if Julian passes Etney with just 1 lap to go, he can still extend the 3-second gap.
You can just see the difference there through the Nouvelle chicane.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So difficult to get on the power, and surely he's going to be past him here as Julian.
Oof.
He'll have to make 3 seconds up, but he can do that in 1 lap. With the tyre difference that there is. Etney struggling so much, so slow through the last corner at Anthony Nogent. And he's going to have to defend as though his life depends on it here. He tries to cover the inside into Sandoval. No dive from Julian. Can he get him up the hill? He's got so much better traction.
Oh, that little slide from Julian might have cost him this time round. He's trying to go up the inside.
Oh!
This is not going to end well.
Oh, no.
And Julian still
End of
has
the
a
wall.
chance.
Did he take much damage from that? Doesn't look like he's got visual damage, but that certainly is not how to do it. You can't be going for gaps like that. You've got to make sure that you can get through.
Doesn't need to be so impatient. Yes, he's got only 4 laps remaining, but he can take 2 laps, making sure this overtake is clean. He can sprint away 3 seconds pretty easily in 1 lap.
I think Justin had some sort of an incident, by the way, in the last lap or so.
Oh, here we go. Maybe. Might be the chance. He's looking for the inside. Etney's going to turn in. And Julian hits the barrier. I don't know if that game over.
That was Verstappen on Hamilton, wasn't it, 2 years ago? That was, again, not the move you want to go for. You can't go for half a move at Monaco. You've got to make sure that you're in position to do the whole thing.
Yeah, I think Julian might have a little bit of damage now.
I just wonder if he has. Can Etney make the end, though? And is Dragon going to cruise up to the back of the pair of them as well? He's only 8.5 seconds off the lead now, Dragon. Yeah, this is a lot better than the sprint race, Kebab. You're absolutely right. 1.5 seconds is the gap. There's 3 laps to go, including this one. But yeah, Julian, you see him understeering there through Massenet. Yeah, he's got all sorts of damage by the looks of it. He's really, really struggling. Is Etney going to make the end? What's the penalty situation as well? Dragon has 6 seconds, so he'll have to clear 3 seconds if he overtakes Julian, which is going to be difficult to do. But Etney with that just might have done enough, as long as his tyres get to the end of the race, which you'd think they probably will. He's been driving very, very well so far. Oh, was that lag?
I think it was. Whatever it was, Julian is past. And Etney has lagged back behind. This could be the race-winning moment. Can Julian make the 3-second gap required to win the race? He's already pulled away 7/10, 1 second make that. You have to say that that piece of lag from Etney has cost him the race win.
Well, we don't know yet. Let's hold our horses just for a second, because he's still got 2 laps to keep Julian within those 3 seconds. If Julian has damage, and I suspect he does, then that might be doable for Etney. He's managed to hold him reasonably well through the second half of this lap, but it's just time trial stuff now between these two. A 2-lap shootout for this race win. Danny spun again at the chicane. Not been his day today. Through Sandoval they go. Julian from Etney. 1.5 seconds is the gap. Etney's going to be giving it absolutely everything, and you have to say it's a very cruel way for this race to be decided if it is going to be decided like that.
This is really tense. Both drivers will be feeling the pressure. Got to make sure they keep it out the walls, though, with Etney and Julian both pushing to make sure that gap between them stays under 3 seconds.
And it must be damage for Julian, because otherwise he'd be sprinting away from Etney. He must have quite a bit of damage on the front wing of that Red Bull. Etney giving it plenty through the tunnel, giving it everything he can. The gap crests over 2 seconds now as they come into the chicane.
2.5
well, it was. I think
it went
no,
up
that was
to.
because Julian made a mistake. He went too deep in the chicane. And
oh, he's hit the wall again, has Julian.
Oh dear.
He's not out of it yet.
It's a struggle for him. All the
His
while,
chances
Dragon.
are certainly diminished.
All the while, Dragon is cruising up to the back of them as well, but he gets another penalty, and that's 9 seconds now for Dragon, and that effectively ends his assault on this second place.
So, final lap. 7/10 needed for Julian to win what would be quite a magnificent victory. Can he hold on? And can Etney make sure that Julian does not get those 7/10 required? Make that 5/10 now as he comes up the hill into Casino Square, understeering massively through the top section of the hill as he comes through. Can he get these tenths required to win the race? 6 tenths down on his delta, that doesn't matter. The delta to Etney matters the most it ever has in this race so far.
And Dragon
Two
very much in sight now of Etney, but not really in play. But he's going to at least distract the Williams driver as we get towards the point where it could be 3 seconds, but it's not just yet. Julian has to keep his cool. Etney's going to be driving as coolly as he has for this whole race. It's been a brilliant drive from Etney, and it looks like it's going to be taken away from him in the last few corners of this one, because the gap now is over 3 seconds between these two. And Etney
it only
looks like
takes
he's got
one
no answer.
mistake, and he's hit the wall again as Julian, but he's 4 tenths clear. He's got no right end plate. This could be absolutely crucial. Etney is closing once again. 1.4 seconds is the difference between them. Sorry, tenths. 2.8. It's gone up back to 3. Onto the final straight. Julian deploys all the energy he has. Etney gets such a bad exit. He's lost the time. And Julian is the winner of the Monaco Grand Prix in quite extraordinary circumstances.
And Etney hit the wall on the exit of the last corner because he was trying so hard to get the power down with those very, very old tyres. But it's Julian who wins the race. What an incredible finish to this Monaco race. It's,
race that was.
Which race was it a couple of years ago that we had Astro Boys win by a couple of hundredths of a second based on the timings? It felt like that. That finish felt like that. What an incredible finish, and what awful luck for Etney, who had it taken away from him by those moments of lag. He surely would have won if not for that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We should mention as well Dragon with a fantastic drive to finish third from the back of the grid. Vexit in the Mercedes, who crashed over the line by the looks of it, finished fourth. He won't be pleased with that. He had the pace to win this, I would have thought. Makenda fifth.
Sorry for being so abrupt, but I need to go because I've got to host 2S. So,
oh, yeah, no worries at all. All the best with that one.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for commentating. It was fun.
No problem. Very good race.
Yeah, it absolutely was. As we look at what the standings say at the end of that one, there we go. Copy finishing 6th after his trials and tribulations. Justin with a lot more adventures finishes 7th. Fox doesn't really finish 8th. That was his ghost. Danny, in fact, finishes 8th. And I think he's the last classified runner because everyone else did not do whatever the cutoff is for the race distance, 3/4 or 90% or something. But it's Julian who wins. And my goodness me, I'm expecting to see him in the interviews channel after that one. Let's see if I can find him as we scroll down. And here he is. In fact, here he is, the man himself, Julian, the Oval Maestro Julian is the name.
Yes.
This isn't an oval, but you're a maestro here as well, and you've won Monaco. How are you feeling?
Oh man, I was yelling everything.
So
My neighbors were outside. They even heard me. They heard me. I was shouting some stuff that maybe I shouldn't say.
Nice.
Oh, they heard me, and they were like, "Did you win the world championship, Julian?" I heard it outside of my window. They yelled that to me. But oh man, what a race!
Yeah, I mean, I guess well, just talk us through the final sort of 10 laps or so, because you got past. Well, talk us through getting past Vexit first of all, because that was the first thing you had to do in the second half of that race.
Yeah, that was really tricky, man. I knew that he was one of the, well, let's say the better guys in this league, so I knew it was going to be difficult to get by him. Yeah, we had a nice little scrap there. I made a mistake in the chicane, which allowed me to get alongside, but we banged wheels there for a little bit, which was great. Some F1 fans might not like that, but I think great hard racing, and I loved every second of that. I hope he did too. So yeah, I got by him eventually. It took me a while, but yeah, eventually did. And I knew that I had some pace to unlock, so I had nothing to lose basically, because Luke pitted, I believe, as well. So I literally had nothing to lose, and I just decided, okay, let's just go for it, YOLO. I've got nothing to lose, literally. I'm not even in the championship fight here. I know that usually I'm not up there, because I'm quite honestly, I'm just an iRacer now, really. So I don't really play this game at all. So yeah, I knew this was my one shot, and I just went for it. And yeah, I came home in P1, and I just don't know what to say. You might even hear it in my voice. I'm just so happy, man.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, we joked before the race that probably this even with the the sprint race earlier being Monza and this being Monaco, probably we'll still have even more overtaking at Monaco
yeah,
than we did at Monza, but we certainly did, and we had a lot more action. So it was fantastic to watch.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, just in terms of like how the first half of the race went, what was your was it always your plan to one stop? Because we wondered if Etney went to the end, obviously, and we wondered if you were going to the end as well. Um,
Well, I tried doing that, but I found out at like halfway into the race, my tires were already at 45%. So I knew that just doing that double is going to be 90, and 75% usually in this game is boom. That's the only thing I know about this game. I've seen it on Twitter, so I didn't really want that to happen. So then I just decided, okay, let's go a few laps further, have fresher tires at the end, and yeah, obviously it paid off.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly worked out. And yeah, you were so much faster than Etney at the end there. What happened when you tried to pass him the first time? Presumably, you got some sort of damage.
No, I didn't actually get any damage from that hit. To my own surprise, I checked the MFD right away, and the entire wing was green. So I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" So yeah, I tried to make a move up the inside there, and it didn't really work. I was just going for it anyway. Like I didn't know what to expect, whether he was going to give me space or not. It turns out he didn't. So yeah, it was just yeah, just a little racing thing, I guess, which was leaning more or less to my side, but still, I think it was fine anyway. And yeah, eventually I got by him. It did annoy me at the time, but just looking back at it now, it's racing, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hopefully he thinks the same way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was certainly a lot of hard racing out there. It was fantastic. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, are we? Is this the start of a championship charge, or are you feeling?
Nah,
No.
honestly, no. I like I said, I know that I'm usually not up there at the front. I had the luck tonight about a few of the top runners falling away. They had some incidents early on, and a few of them didn't even show up. So yeah, it was just one of those races where it just all falls in the right place for someone, and that person in this case was me. So yeah, really happy to get the win here. But realistically speaking, I'm not even going to be close to a championship fight. Sounds depressing, but it's just the way it is. So yeah, that's really everything I have to say about that.
Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the race win anyway. I mean, and it is, there's something a little bit special about Monaco. I think like it's I know a lot of people really don't like it.
Yeah.
But there's something quite special about Monaco, and winning here is no joke. So
Yeah, it felt really good to cross the line as well, especially because obviously I won the race, but I also can't even remember the last wet race I did. It was like way back, and when I knew this was going to be wet at first, I was like, this might be a little tricky, but I found my groove right away. It was really really difficult to get my thoughts on that, but I just went for it there, and yeah, even got the fastest laps.
yeah, you did. No, it was fantastic performance, and yeah, you certainly gave us some great entertainment today. So yeah, I mean, we'll hope to see you. I guess I can't even remember what the next race is. This season's weird.
Canada,
But,
maybe.
maybe it is Canada. Yeah.
That's usually what it is, anyway.
Yeah, yeah. After, although no, it's Baku, isn't it? Because they did the
Ah,
two,
yeah.
the two street
yeah.
tracks back to back in real life. So yeah, we'll hope to see you towards the front of Baku as well. Even if
All right.
even if you're not going to be right at the front. But yeah, thanks for talking to us today, and really really well done on the win.
No problem, man. Thank you. And I missed you as well, by the way. Glad
Oh,
to
thank you,
talk
Julian.
to you again. It's been a long time. Anyway, see you soon, man.
All right, see you later. That was Julian. Well done, him, and well done everyone who finished that race at Monaco. It was an intense one. I think that's pretty much all we've got time for, because we've overrun on this race with the delay, and also with it being a wet Monaco. It takes a long time to do 39 laps of Monaco in the wet, but from my perspective at least, it was worth it. That was a hell of a race. Join us, of course, over the weekend. Well, don't join us over the weekend. It's a different channel now, but 2SRL is getting underway now. I think Tier 3 today, and then, of course, Tier 2 and Tier 1 tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one. Thanks to everyone in chat as well. Tipsy and Chief propping up everyone in chat there. Hammer and Kebab and Bailey and everyone else who's retired from the race and coming to chat. Thanks for being involved today. It's a really fun one. It has been a really fun one, and we'll be back next week with more SLR fun and games. We got Baku, as we just mentioned in the interview, Tier 4 on Wednesday, Tier 3 on Thursday, Tier 2 on Friday, Tier 1, as per usual, same time, same place, 5:30 on Saturday.